You're chopping vegetables in a quiet kitchen, and out of nowhere you mutter, "All right, onions are done, now the garlic." "Don't burn it." Then you freeze. You look around. No one's there, and a tiny voice in your head whispers, "Okay." That was weird, but here's the truth that's going to change how you see yourself forever. It wasn't weird. It was a sign of a brain that's wired for peak performance. You are not losing your grip on reality. You are not desperately lonely, and you are absolutely not an outlier. Data suggests that well over 90% of adults engage in some form of self-dialogue, and a significant portion of them, nearly 1 in 4, give that inner voice a physical volume every single day. This isn't a modern quirk. This is a behavior etched into our DNA, a tool your ancestors carried with them through the savannas and forests. And if this is your habit, it's probably because you possess one of 4 specific, high-value mental traits. The first trait is cognitive clarity. Imagine your mind as a desk buried under thousands of scattered papers. That's your daily thought stream. They're fragmented, they overlap, they compete for your attention in a chaotic jumble. When you verbalize a thought, you're not just adding sound. You're taking one of those scattered papers and placing it directly in the center of the desk under a bright light. You're forcing your brain to process information sequentially, not simultaneously. It's the mental equivalent of clearing your system's RAM. You aren't creating clutter, you're creating order. Neuropsychologists have a term for this, the production effect. The physical act of producing sound makes the information more distinct, more memorable to your brain. So, when you're wrestling with a problem and you start talking it through, you're not being eccentric. You are literally engineering a clearer, more structured thought process than the person who keeps it all locked in the silent chaos of their mind. The second trait is enhanced focus. Think about the last time you couldn't find your phone. You probably started muttering, "Where is it? Where did I leave it?" That repetitive chant isn't just frustration leaking out. It's your brain's way of locking onto a target with laser precision. You're giving your search a verbal homing beacon. When you speak the object's name, your visual cortex gets a priority alert. Your eyes begin to scan with purpose, and your memory starts pulling up images of where it was last seen. Controlled studies have demonstrated that individuals who vocalize the name of an item they are hunting for locate it significantly faster than those who conduct a silent search. You aren't just talking to fill the void. You are uploading a set of coordinates to your own internal GPS, moving from a vague hope of finding something to a strategic search mission. But this laser focus isn't just for finding lost items. It's a critical tool for managing the storms within. The third trait is emotional self-regulation. When fear, anger, or anxiety hit, your thoughts don't just speed up, they begin to short-circuit. They blur into an overwhelming wave of panic. This is exactly the moment when your external voice becomes a lifesaver. Speaking to yourself in these moments creates a crucial psychological distance. When you say, "All right, pause, take a breath. You've handled worse than this." You are shifting your identity. You are no longer the person drowning in the emotion. You are the observer on the shore, watching the waves. Psychologists call this distanced self-talk. It's like running a diagnostic on your own operating system. You spot the code that's about to crash the program and you hit pause before the system fails. People who coach themselves through emotional turbulence aren't fragile, they're emotionally agile. They have learned to become their own anchor in the storm. And this internal support system naturally evolves into the fourth and most powerful trait. The fourth trait is self-motivation. Facing a mountain of a task, a messy garage, a complex project, a difficult conversation can be paralyzing. The mountain just looks too big. But the moment you say it out loud, something shifts. Okay, just start with one box, one corner, one sentence. That voice isn't crazy. It's your personal coach, your own hype man. It's the same technique elite athletes use to center themselves before a championship game. It's the same voice that has guided you since childhood. The pioneering psychologist Lev Vygotsky observed that young children naturally speak to themselves while learning complex tasks. It's their primary method of processing and mastering the world. The voice you hear when you're alone is the echo of your deepest intelligence. As we age, most of us are taught to suppress this voice, to internalize it. But those who keep it external haven't lost something. They've retained a powerful, ancient tool. And make no mistake, this tool is ancient. Our ancestors relied on it for survival. Hunters would verbalize strategies to coordinate their minds before the pursuit. Travelers would narrate their paths through unfamiliar terrain to lock them into memory. A solitary gatherer would speak aloud to keep their mind sharp and alert in the profound silence of a prehistoric forest. This isn't a strange new habit, it's a legacy. Self-talk isn't a sign of loneliness, it's a sign of self-leadership. But, and this is crucial, not all self-talk is created equal. When you use your voice to solve a problem, to sharpen your focus, to calm your fears, or to push yourself forward, that's constructive, that's a superpower. But there's a shadow version. When that voice turns cruel, when it endlessly replays your worst fears, when it becomes a bully instead of a coach, that's a warning light. That's the signal to pause, to step back, and to seek a different perspective. The defining factor isn't the act itself, but the nature of the conversation. So, the next time you catch yourself in a lively discussion with an empty room, don't shrink with embarrassment. Recognize it for what it is. You are not losing your mind. You are engaging with it on a deeper level, the same way humans have for thousands of years to think, to focus, to feel, and to conquer. If this perspective shifted something for you, make sure to hit that like button and join Quiet Strength for more insights into the architecture of your own mind. Subscribe now.